Okay, let's get started. So the first question is, what kind of a model is this one? And we're just going to get in there. Hi, Maddie. You scheduled some time to go through something with me?
Yeah, I was hoping to get your thoughts on an issue I'm having with one of our delegates.
Tell me.
It's a new workplace for me. It hasn't had any sort of history of union density or anything like that.
Yeah. I've gone through that.
Yeah. So this new delegate has kind of come to the fore, been elected by their co-workers, but and I don't want to dispute that they've chosen this person, but I'm not sure that he's the right person for the job.
We've all been there, man.
So yes, I'm not, I suppose, sure what to do.
Not working, huh? This person's not working out.
No, I feel like he was.
Are they mean?
I think they're loud and passionate, which can come across as a bit aggressive, but also that's possibly the reason why he was elected.
Yeah, I had that situation. The only way is you have to have a difficult conversation with this person. There's just no other way.
What kind of, like, is it a conversation?
Just tell them it's not working out. You need to either change your behavior or see you later, alligator.
Okay.
I hope this works. I do have to go. Thank you, Maddie. Good luck. Let me know how this goes, huh?
I will. Thank you.
Great. So this was the excellent model of coaching. Yay for Maddie. And for this amazing coach right here who is constantly developing people. Look at how great I am. Thanks. Thanks, people. Thanks. Okay. Lisa, that's one for you. And now let's do another one. Okay, I'm going to reset. Okay. I'm also going to put my timer. I just want to make sure I don't exceed my time. There you go. Hi, Maddie.
Hey, Noor, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing? You wanted to discuss something?
Yeah, I wanted to chat about an issue that I'm having with one of my delegates.
What's the issue?
It's a new workplace for me. I've been organizing there for a little while, but haven't had any traction. So no members, no history of union involvement. But just recently, there's been a real spike in union membership, and so I met with this group of new members, and they chose for this guy Dave to be their representative, be their delegate. And I can see why they would have chosen him. He's really outspoken. He's not afraid to sort of say what needs to be said. I think on the flip side of this vocal passion is like potentially some aggression. And I think just having now been into some lunchrooms with him and his co-workers who aren't union members and just watching the way that he interacts with them, I think he might actually be putting more people off than he is bringing more people along. But I don't want to dispute, like, you know, if they've chosen this guy and he's their leader, you know, of course. But I'm just not sure perhaps that he's, I don't know, having the right conversations or is, I'm not really sure what to do about it.
Yes, it does seem tricky. Let me just check if I understand everything right. So there is a workplace where there hasn't been a lot of union movement in the past. Recently, in the last, say, year, is that right? 6 months?
Yeah.
In the last 6 months, there is some traction. The delegates have chosen one person to be their leader who's quite confident, and you are worried that their confidence may be steering into a direction that isn't resonating with the constituency that they're trying to resonate with or organize. And I would a little bit veer away from kind of the word aggression, because, you know, but it is pretty clear from what you are saying that the way that they are communicating is not really resonating with the constituency. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And are you confident in that assessment that it is in fact, I mean, do you have enough data to say with confidence that it is the communication style that's hindering recruitment?
I mean, no one has sort of come up to me and sort of formally said, this guy is preventing more union involvement. We don't like the way he speaks to us. You know, no one said that. It's more just dynamics that I've observed in visits since his election.
And in those dynamics, you are seeing people kind of non-verbally show that it's not working out.
Yeah, just almost sort of like rolling their eyes a little bit, like there, Dave goes again.
Right.
Like the words are sort of sinking in that because they're just like, well, Dave's like gone on a rant, you know?
Okay. And Maddie, so now that I understand the context, can you guide me to what is your particular leadership challenge here? What are you, like, if you were to really pose a question that you're struggling with, what would that be?
I suppose it would be, how should I approach Dave about his organizing conversations?
So it's a how question. How should I approach Dave in this conversation? Okay. So that would be like a hands analysis, like a skill, like a how.
Yeah.
Okay. In the past, have you had conversations of this nature?
I definitely have. I think this workplace maybe is a little bit different, maybe just because I feel like the stakes are a little bit higher. You know, just they're really on the precipice of really improving their wages and conditions if they have the wherewithal to get organized. But if they don't, and I'm worried that I suppose if I mess up this conversation with Dave because he's so vocal and because he's such an obvious sort of leader and he's charismatic, that it would be counterproductive and we'd lose all of the progress that we've gained, you know?
Okay. So just to kind of reflect back, what you're saying is that there is some worry underlying the conversation, that in the past you've had kind of, and correct me if I'm misunderstanding, but in the past you have had conversations like this, but it's more like with this particular conversation, there's the worry, there's an underlying heart challenge of worry around the conversation itself.
Yeah,
Is that right? Okay. So I just want to give you a little bit of a time check. We're around 2 minutes, right? So let me just ask you one question, which is, what do you think is the worst case scenario of what will happen if you have this conversation? Like, what is the worry itself?
That Dave will become a really strong opponent of the sort of organizing effort, and that we'll never get any members again.
And just now that you've said that, if you were to take a balcony view of that statement and could just analyze it for 1 second, what is the actual probability you think of that happening? It's more than zero, but what do you think would that be?
Yeah, probably maybe 15, 20%.
15-20%. Okay. So then about 85-80% probability is that may not happen. Okay. So what may happen?
I mean, one possibility, I suppose, is that it doesn't change anything. Like I have the chat, but it just sort of goes in one ear and out the other. That's a possibility.
Right.
But the best case scenario would be that it sinks in, and you know, that he understands that it's not a reflection of him. It's just about meeting his co-workers where they're at, and he changes tact and it works.
And what you're saying is that possibility is definitely more than 20%. It's about 80% possibility that some behavior will change. Now, what is the probability you'll put on that? Let me just understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more than the worst case scenario, maybe 40%.
40%. Okay. So now let me ask you one last question of what we can do from here is, what is the conversation that you can have? Or what are some points you can think about to really maximize that 40% chance? What do you already know from your experience?
I know that he's committed, he's passionate. So maybe just framing the conversation in a way that makes it about the project at hand and about the strategy at hand, rather than about him and his personality, essentially. That might work.
Anything else about that you would want to add to this conversation to increase the chances of it working out?
Maybe speaking with some of the people that I know he's close with, and just sort of gauging with them, how do you think he'll react if, or maybe sort of asking them if they feel similarly about the issue, and yeah, just getting some guidance from the people who know him best.
So what is the next step that you want to take from this conversation then? Kind of succinctly speaking, one or two.
Perhaps chatting with some of his good mates on site first, and then speaking with Dave directly.
So when do you want to have that conversation, and when do you want us to have a check-in about this again?
I've got a site visit out there in a couple of weeks, so maybe the week after we could catch up, or even the day after.
Okay, how is Friday the week after? 4 p.m?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, great. Maddie, can you send me a calendar invitation for that? Maybe like half an hour?
I can.
Thank you.